Well, the NHL teams at some point over the next 2 weeks are going to be crossing the halfway point of the season, and it's a good time to take a look at the disappointments and the surprises of the first half of the season. We'll look at the disappointments this week, and I guess you'd have to include Ville Leino of the Sabres in that. Guy's coming off a huge breakout season with the Flyers last year, 53 points, promise of really big-time minutes on the power play and so on with the Sabres, and it just hasn't happened, and he's been hurt. Out in the West Coast, you got Roberto Luongo. Okay, he's having a decent season. His goals against average is actually pretty respectable, but it's right in the middle of the pack, and owners who drafted him in first or second goaltender overall can't be too happy with that. And you have to look at his teammate, David Booth, who has disappointed his fantasy owners not once, but twice. Got off to that terrible start in Florida this year where he couldn't buy a point. Then he gets traded to Vancouver, right onto Ryan Kessler's line, and it's been hit and miss ever since. We've got some other guys here. We have to include Paul Stastny, well below last year's total. Drew Doughty, the defenseman with the Kings. Ever since his flirtation with the Norris Trophy a couple of years ago, his stats have been going right downhill. So one thing all these guys have in common is that they don't make my top 10. If you want to find out the top 10, read the column in the Toronto Sun or TorontoSun.com. I'm Joel Columby for the Toronto Sun.